Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the MtG, and today we're going to talk about one of the decks from Dominaria United from a budget perspective that I was the most excited about. I think it's several different build options. In fact, I looked at a blue version of the deck and it just couldn't quite get there. But try not to get defensive because we're going to talk about the Defenders deck. Like I said, I think there is a blue base Defenders mill deck out there, particularly for Alchemy, but I just don't think we've quite found it yet. It's nearly impossible to build the deck without going to Wingmantle Chaplain as what often ends up being your primary win condition anyway. So really right now, the black-white Defenders is probably the best version of the deck that we can build. And the lovely part is that finally gives us a relevant black-white budget deck.
But before we get into all that, I know I can't tip the scales of the arena or magic economy in your favor all by myself. But I think we can. So take just a moment and do all those YouTube things and help me help you. Now, what were we talking about?
All right, let's start off by taking a look at the deck here. And of course, like any good Defender deck right now, it is all about the Wingmantle Chaplain. If you don't know, this little fella here makes birds, and lots of them. And he does that as he comes into play. So we are going to make him come into play a lot. Because, well, if 4 Wingmantle Chaplains in a deck makes a good deck, having essentially infinite Wingmantle Chaplains also pretty darn good. And the way we're going to do that is with 4 copies of the Golden Argosy, legendary artifact vehicle. So you can't have more than one of these out on the field at once. So you might not want to craft all 4. That's up to you. I pretty much got these organically through drafting because apparently people didn't want this in limited, which I did not understand at all. But for only a crew 1, it becomes a 3/6 artifact creature. And when it attacks, exile each creature that crewed it this turn and return them to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And the really cool thing here is you don't just have to crew it for 1. You can crew it with all of your Wingmantle Chaplains, even though they don't contribute to it. You can crew it with all of your Shield Wall Sentinels and go tutor up more stuff. Your Gibbering Barricades are a great way to actually hit that 1 power need. Lots of really, really good stuff here. Oftentimes I'm blinking this and bringing in, 8+ birds on a given turn. And if you do that for really even just a turn or 2, you've got pretty solid things. Of course, we've also got some other Defenders in here, like the Clockwork Drawbridge, the Walking Bulwark. Blight Pile is another win condition. I'm only running 2 copies on that. You certainly could run the full 4. We've got the Gibbering Barricade that we've mentioned. What we've also got going on in this deck is some other ways to multiply our Wingmantle Chaplains, like Undying Malice, because the first thing they're going to want to do is kill your Chaplain. And if you can say no thank you and bring Chaplain into play again, well, now you've not only stopped their line of play by countering their removal, your Chaplain actually got stronger, and you've exacerbated the problem by now having even more birds. Phyrexian Missionary, I'm running 2 copies on this. I'm not sure that's the right number, but I think it's pretty good. A 2/3 lifelink for 2 mana is pretty good right off the gate. And if you kick it, it brings a creature from your graveyard back to your hand. i.e. another Wingmantle Chaplain. And Fake Your Own Death, very similar to the Undying Malice. If you use this, oftentimes you can block with a Chaplain, much to their relief, right up until you give it +2, kill the creature that was attacking into it, and blinking the guy, and oh yeah, creating a treasure token just in case that becomes relevant. There's also a lot of these blink effects going on in Alchemy right now, particularly in white. And if you'd rather play this deck in Alchemy and maybe run 1 or 2 less copies of your Golden Argosy, that is a very reasonable option. Touch the Spirit Realm kind of plays double rules for us. For 3 mana, it can be removal of an artifact or a creature that's problematic for our board state, or you can channel this to blink a creature, i.e. Make more birds with Wingmantle Chaplain. That's particularly nice if you throw Chaplain out there as a blocker and then blink it out of safety and create more birds. So just when they think they're getting the upper hand and whittling down some of your birds by forcing you to block, you just do the unexpected thing and block with Chaplain and make more birds. Pretty ridiculous. Sheldred's Restoration is kind of the final kick in the pants here. For 4 mana, you can essentially bring a Wingmantle Chaplain back from the graveyard. If you're able to pay 7, you actually gain life. If you don't, you will lose 4 life for doing this with Wingmantle Chaplain, but hopefully that gives you enough birds and blockers and things like that. Really, really good stuff. And of course, Shield Wall Mantle, since it has a 1 power, is kind of a perfect include for your Argosy Blink. And again, there's no limit. So if for some reason you have all of your defenders on the board, blink them all unless you need them to block. And even if you think you need them to block, they're going to make an additional bird each, which can just be a blocker if you need to. And, well, yeah, this deck just does dumb things. The mana base, pretty darn simple here. Plains and Swamps, you can run some dual lands if you want to here. But I wouldn't run anything that is tempo based, because you want to get these early plays like the Bulwark and the Drawbridge down. You want to get your Blight Pile if you have it. And you want to be able to hit that consistent 3 and 4 drop. So watch your tempo lands just a little bit. Alright, let's take this Defender's deck for a quick spin here and just see if it can synergize and see what's going on. I'll probably stay on commentary through the opening hand mulligan decision, and from there probably go silent and high-speed gameplay. This is not a bad opening hand. Let's see what it can do for us. Well, I think our opponent saw the writing on the wall there.
And with all that having been said, don't forget, smash that like button like Ronnie J would. And no matter where in the world you are watching this from, I hope you have a magical day. And until next time, I'll see you in the arena.